Hey, Stavi, eldest. Yes.
It's not playing dickhead.
So this is my question.
Okay, whatever.
44 now. When I was 13, my first boyfriend and I, we were pretty much, in love, puppy love.
13.
He was a chunky kid, and we really clicked.
Good for you.
And I didn't
used you
care.
at
I loved him
13.
anyway. Great personality.
Yeah.
And we were just, on the same wavelength. So things got pretty intense when we were like 13, 14. He would sneak out of the house, come over to my house. He'd rap on the window. I would let him in. We would just screw around all night long. Age 13,
Yeah, she's real
going
British
at
with
it, everything but sex. Like titty fucking, blowjob.
Okay.
It was
We didn't know
really,
that.
really good.
No, it's good to
Crazy
know.
stuff.
We got it.
It's just always nice to hear.
And then
titty
we
fucking.
kind of broke up throughout high school, but we always stayed friends. And senior year, came together, dated a little bit, finally screwed, so
Screwed.
always,
I do like this woman,
talking,
though. She's
hanging
awesome.
out. Fast forward to 2020.
2020.
And we start chatting, texting, 20 years, never seeing each other, no talking. And in 2020, we start chatting, and we've been texting for 5 years. That's all it's been.
Huh.
He's in a different state. But we are really, really good friends now.
Okay.
And we've gotten to know each other as adults and not children. And, consider him one of my best friends, and I think vice versa. And so my question is, and, through our texting, he's told me, that time with you when I was a kid, those were the best orgasms I've ever had in my
That's
life.
weird.
I don't really need to think.
That's a red
I
flag.
remember one time
Putting it in that
he came so
context.
hard it shot on my wall and was stuck on my picture
He's
frame.
just being a
on
teenager.
the
First of all,
wall.
yeah, he's 13
So
and getting
anyway.
pussy.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you understand how awesome that would be to me? I can't even imagine. I was so far away from that. That's when.
that's how you used to patch walls.
Yeah,
That's how you used to
yeah.
patch holes in your wall.
He told me that was the best time of my life. So I guess my question to you is, now that we're adults, in a position where we could meet up, should we meet up and fuck? Should we meet up and try to date? What do you think that we should do? What are the pros and cons of this? And like I said, we've been just texting for 5 years. So it's not been physical. It's just been a friendship. It started out when we were kids. So what do you think we should do? All right. Thank you.
Interesting.
Bye.
Well, I think it's kind of wild they haven't met up yet.
Yeah. But it's also not just a friendship if he's talking about how good the orgasms were. It's not like small talk.
Yes, no. This guy's just a coward who wants to fuck you, I think.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Maybe he's. I mean, he's
He might be in something,
pussyfooting
too.
it around. Yes, he might be. Yes, that's true. Are you sure he's single? Whatever. That's important to know.
Well, what do you think? I mean, should they?
I don't see the downside.
They live in separate states, too,
Yeah.
which she said, yeah.
But still.
Yeah, but still, it's like,
yeah.
what's the worst case scenario? You meet up, you make a little trip of it, you see if there's, worst case scenario, you stay friends, you just meet up. These people have a history, and it's like you could give it a shot, see if you like
would.
it. You definitely do. I mean,
That's what. But I also would lower the bar of he's not going to be shooting loads on the wall. I mean, this is 20 years later. You'll be lucky if he hits one on the pillow. You know what I mean? He's not going to be shot putting like his Olympic days.
I think the lower the bar jizz wise,
Yeah.
and also emotionally too, because it's this feels a little storybook,
and it's
first love turns into who you whatever.
The time away really ages things well.
And nostalgia, nothing stronger than nostalgia.
Yeah.
If your life's bad,
Your
you want to
first
think about
titty fuck is.
Oh, dude,
You carry that with you forever.
I'm fucking crying.
You know what I mean? That's your first titty fuck.
That's
Come on.
beautiful.
If your first titty fuck reaches out, you go back.
You go back.
You
You,
go
chat
back.
for 5 years.
Yeah. Maybe you got to hold them a little tighter, but still.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think the pros and cons are, the pros are could be fun, whatever. You might have a real connection here. I guess the thing is, what are you looking for out of this?
She's I think she would be worried that, maybe she would feel emotionally attached and then it's logistically so complicated. But That's one of those things where it's like, well, then you know at least, because you're like middling too much right now.
I would say you kind of should give it a shot because clearly there's somebody you've talked to for 5 years.
Yeah, that's so long.
They're in your life. Is it? You're saying it's a friendship, but is it possibly stopping you from finding somebody else? Like, are you? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Is this?
It's almost like call the bluff because for a dude to only be texting for 5 years and texting about how good his cum was back, like,
yeah, sure.
Like, say you want to meet up and see what he does, because there's a chance that then he might go like, I can't,
Right.
I'm like in something.
Right.
Like, find out, because
Yeah, you could just be like him. You could just be like a way for him to tap into his nostalgia.
Yeah.
You could just be a physical reminder, whatever. And you should know, what do you want? Like, if you want to try and date, I get it. I totally do understand it. If you have this like chemistry, it does feel romantic on some level, even though, you know, I love how they're both. She's like, yeah, titty fucks, and he's like, yeah, I used to jizz so hard.
saying
Like,
screw for your first
I know. I love the
Screw's great.
She's awesome. I love her.
she is.
But so yeah, look, you need to go. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I do think clearly this is occupying a lot of space in your head.
Yeah.
And I think even as kids, you said it was like kind of will they, won't they? You only really dated a little bit in senior year. Like, you might just owe it to yourself to give this a shot, see if there's anything real here. You might get there and it might not, you might just not feel it, right? Like,
it's worth doing it.
It's worth just, and then one way or the other, you have to decide. Either you're truly trying to make this work and you think it's an actual somebody you can be with in a serious way, or you just stop talking this much. Because if this isn't a regular friendship, this isn't like, this person clearly has a very specific part, occupies a specific part of your mind. And, you know, unless you can both agree, like, all right, let's just be friends, and you text each other like a handful of times a year. You know what I mean? This becomes one of those like, oh, great to see you. Or if you bump into each other in your hometown, you have a chat, but it's nothing more than that. That's fine. I'm not saying you have to tell a guy to fuck off, but either you give it a shot or you stop with this weird, you're kind of engaging in the same pattern as you were in high school by kind of being on again, off again.
Have you had those where, like, because I've had those over the years where it's like, even like on the road, like you'll meet, and then you're like texting a lot for like ages, and you're like, what the fuck? What am I doing?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird, kind of a weird comfort thing that I don't think is necessarily helpful.
Yes, I fully agree. I think it's like this weird, they're sort of like, at least it's a real person, but you're kind of using a person the way people now use Chat GPT. And it's like
Eldest?
Yeah, at least this is a real person, but it's like, in a way, it still is fake.
Yeah.
If you never meet up with him and you're talking to him constantly, it's like you're still pouring your energy into something that's, you know, not really there. You were about to say something, Eldest?
I was just gonna say, you guys kind of like joked about it with the titty fucking thing, but I feel like especially when men get older, like there is like just a wistful, like sad nostalgia to like things that are like related, you know, that remind you of like sex in your youth.
Of your youth, yep.
And it's like, yeah, just to go with what you're saying, like he probably is just tapping into that. Like, so what is he doing with the rest of his life? Like,
totally.
Is it going good, or is this just like an escape for him?
Totally.
To like,
yes. You need to find out one way or the other. Because the other thing is, I would say, thinking about she said he was chunky and she didn't care, she liked him. If I was 13 and a girl like look, you know, like at that time, like believed in me, whatever. And then here's the other thing. Sometimes that person gives you confidence and you believe in yourself forever, and then you're like, you're good.
Yeah.
That might have been the best. That might have been the best. The most a woman was in like loved that
that's
guy.
why he shot such hard lows.
That's why his lows were so viscous. He might have peaked at 13.
Yeah.
Right. And so yes, that's a very good point. I think you need to kind of meet up and figure out, is this real? Because yes, you might be an escape to the good old days, and him not wanting to make anything real of it could mean that, like, because he doesn't want it to be real. He wants it to just be this ethereal, I'm talking to the girl and he's just remembering back then. He's not thinking of you as
what I would worry
who
about.
you actually are.
Yep.
You're just a manifestation of his best memories. So that's why I think you have to give it a shot to see if it can even be real. And if it's not, you just got to get the fuck out of there.
At least you'll know.
You'll know one
I
way
think
or
you
the
would
other.
know. And even if it gets more complicated, it's like, well, at least then you can make a decision and shit or get off the pot.
And also,
Or jizz or get out of the
yeah,
tits.
jizz or get off the wall.
Yeah.
Jizz. But I think like also our friend here seems pretty fun. She might not even mind just meeting up, fucking,
She said
having a good
screw
weekend,
real-
and then being like, all right,
Good screw.
yeah,
Good titty
yeah.
screw.
Have a titty screw for old time's
That's a
sake,
good titty screw.
and then move on with your
Leave
life.
money for the maid. Good night.
Good old fashioned tit screw.
A tit screw.